Hi friends, welcome back to my yoga channel. I'm Steffi Jane, and today we're going to be doing a yoga sequence to balance out the Pitta dosha. Now in Ayurveda, Pitta dosha is made up of the element of fire and a little bit of water. So we can see this accumulate and get out of balance sometimes on a hot day in the middle of summer. So at the time of recording this, it's actually in the middle of the UK summer and it's been quite warm for the past few days. It can also be a time when you're feeling a bit hot-headed and frustrated, and so a cooling sequence will help you ground down and cool the body down. So that's our focus for today, and if you enjoy this sequence, please like, subscribe and share with a friend. To start the practice today, we're just going to start with a cooling breath, and it's known as the taco breath. So to do this, we curl our tongue like a taco and start to suck air in through the tongue like a straw. And you'll notice that the air feels a bit cooler than your regular breath. So curling the tongue, and you'll inhale nice and slowly for 4 counts. And then exhale out through the tongue again for 4 counts. So just keep this breath nice and slow. Starting to cool the temperature of the body down, cooling down the mind. And just putting away any to-do lists or tasks that we need to do. Just putting it to the side for the moment. And just arriving here in the present moment. A few more rounds. Starting to slow the breath down even more. Bringing our body down into the parasympathetic, the calming nervous system. One more breath. And then just returning back to the normal breath. We'll start to add a bit of movement, bringing the shoulders up to the ears, and then opening the chest, rolling the shoulders back down. And again, inhaling back up. And exhaling back down. And just continue to move like this at your own rhythm with your breath. Nice slow movements, starting to just open up the body. If you like a bit more movement, you can bring the hands to the shoulders, starting to circle the elbows up and down. Again, with the breath, as the inhale comes up, the elbows come up. And then exhale, opening the chest, elbows come down. A few more slow shoulder rolls like this. And then releasing the hands back down to the knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, we come into a twist. It doesn't matter which side, just do both sides. So lengthening the spine on the inhale. And then exhale, twisting. Looking over your back shoulder. And just easing yourself into the posture without forcing. Lengthening again on the inhale. Twisting a bit further on the exhale. And then releasing back to center. And we go again on the other side. So lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, twist, opposite hand to knee. And a few slow breaths here. So twists are really good to release heat from the body. So as we're twisting, we're scrunching up all the organs in our body. And then as we release, we're releasing heat and flushing out all the body. Really nice to detox. And then again, release back to center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And now start walking the fingers forward. Hip bones drawing backwards. And come up onto your fingertips and just start to melt the body down. Feeling that engagement from the fingers all the way up the arms, down the back, into the sits bones, glued towards the ground. And then maybe we can drop our head, chin into the chest, and just come inwards. Have a little moment of introspection. Keeping the breath nice and slow and calm. And then slowly walking the fingers back up to our body. Hands come behind our body, placing the fingers away from our bottom, peeling open the chest. Inhale, just open the chest up to the ceiling. Breathe in all the beautiful prana from the trees, the birds, the summer air. And then exhale, release. We come into tabletop now, so making your way with hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Dropping the belly, look forward, inhale. And then exhaling, arching the top of the spine. And then we go again, dropping the belly, looking forward on the inhale. And then we exhale. Just do a few rounds like this with your breath, noticing the fluidity of your spine. Just moving slow and mindfully, and being okay with doing a bit less, just to balance out all the doing and outwardness that we tend to have in the summer months. Returning back to tabletop and starting to walk the hands forward. We come into puppy dog pose. So the hips are still stacked above the knees, and we just start to inch the fingers forward, melting the heart space down. And maybe you're up a bit and you can just let your head dangle and be relaxed. Maybe you can touch the forehead onto the mat, melting the heart space down further. Or maybe even the chin can look forward like a puppy dog, looking at you with his cute eyes. Just opening the chest, allowing the shoulders to open. If this isn't too intense, then slowly come out of the position. And just using the breath and the surrender to help open and create space in the body rather than forcing. Just melting in surrender. Keep the breath slow. One more breath here. And then starting to walk the hands back up closer to your body and send the hips down towards your heels. Release the arms long down towards your feet. And this will just be nice to release the shoulders. You can just stay here in this nice little cave, forehead touching the earth. Just taking a few breaths here, feeling your belly expand against your thighs. Feeling your ribcage open like wings on your back. And feel the connection with your body to the earth. Withdrawing all the senses, coming inwards. And then slowly roll the spine up. And we sit at the back of the mat, bottom on the heels. Just take a breath here. Hands resting on the knees. And then exhale out through the mouth, releasing any heat from the body. Hands come to the chest, Anjali Mudra. And we're going to do a nice cooling flow, moon salutation. So this is really nice to do in the evening if you want to do a slow flow that's not too heating, like a sun salutation, or on a hot day when you want to just do a bit less. So starting here, thumbs pressing into the sternum. We inhale, and then we release. Hands come above the head, inhale, reaching up towards the moon, and then exhaling, folding the body forward. Hips down on the heels, and we come into extended. All the way forward, melting the body down. Hands come wide, then the yoga mat, and we push away, coming up into a baby cobra, and then back down. And just do a few of these with your breath, inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we come down, waking up the lower back, the shoulders, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Hands come under the shoulders, and we lift up on the inhale. Exhale, send the hips backwards, curl the toes, and lift the hips up. We come into our first downward facing dog. And here, maybe our feet a bit closer to our hands to start with, easing ourselves into our dog today. And again, same principles, bringing the hips, drawing the hips backwards. Fingers stretching forward so we can feel that line from the middle finger all the way up to our hips. Nice bent knees if we need. Don't worry about getting the heels all the way to the ground. Just focus on that nice stretch along the arms and the back. One more breath here. Now looking forward in between the hands, we'll lead with the left foot. Left foot steps forward, dropping the back knee, uncurl the toes. Bring the hands to the thigh, and we'll come up on the inhale, and then exhale, release back down. Just do a few here, opening up the right hip flexor. Easing ourselves into our low lunge. And now stacking the knee above the heel. When we're feeling balanced, we can bring our hands up above the head, crescent lunge. Inhale, drawing the left hip backwards. And then release the hands, framing the front foot. Curl the toes, and we step the back foot to meet the front. Come into a forward fold, and we'll hang out here for a moment. Keeping the knees nice and bent, the thighs holding your chest. Neck and shoulders release. Jaw and tongue relaxed. Just allow the body to surrender. Maybe move the hips from side to side. Maybe we require more stillness. Sliding the hands up the thighs. Inhale, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, halfway lift, and then exhale, melting the body all the way back down. We'll come up to standing, reaching up to the ceiling, and then the hands come back into the chest. And we meet at the front of our mat now. Again, hands in Anjali Mudra, thumbs pressing into the sternum, lifting up into Tadasana. We'll do the same thing now, but in reverse. And we'll end at the back of the mat. So inhaling, hands reaching up. Melting the body all the way down. Bend the knees, send the hips back. Touching the earth, connecting with the earth. Hands slide up the shins. Squeeze the shoulder blades, open the chest. Inhale. And exhale, melt down again. Left foot steps back. Dropping the back knee, uncurling the toes. This time the right leg is in front. So we bring the hands to the thigh, inhaling up and exhaling, leaning into the posture. Just do a few rounds with your breath. Opening up the hips. And now settling into the posture, knees stuck above the ankle, hands come above the head. Drawing the right hip backward, left hip forward, parallel with the front of the mat. And just take some nice breaths here. Put a little smile on your face. Nice slow breathing. One more inhale. And then release, frame the front foot. Curl the back toes and step the foot back to meet the left. And again, we're in downward dog. So pedaling out the dog here. Maybe one leg is bent, one leg is straight. And then over to the other side. Or any movement in the down dog that you feel called to do. Just allow yourself to be intuitively led. And settling into the dog for 2 breaths. Rolling the body forward, we come into plank position. Drop the knees and just roll the body all the way down. We come back down into Cobra. Hands wide, inhale, coming up. And then back down. Connecting movement with breath. Maybe we can go a bit higher this time. And just tuning into what feels okay with our body today. How can we move a bit slower, a bit more mindfully. Releasing the hands under the shoulders now. Inhale, push up. And on the exhale, send the hips all the way back down to the heels. Extended child's pose. Stay here for the breath. Connecting our third eye with the mat. And keeping the hips on the heels, we inhale the hands up above the head. And then exhale, hands come into prayer position. And we are back where we started. Inhaling here. And exhale. And we'll move through the same sequence a bit quicker. Inhaling, hands above the head. And exhaling, fold forward, extended child's pose. Sliver the body all the way forward, melt the body down. Keep the hands where they are. Baby Cobra on the inhale. Exhaling back down. And curling the toes, starting to push up. We come into downward facing dog. Exhale. Take 2 breaths here. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Roll the body forward. Into plank. Step the left foot forward. Drop the back knee. Hands come above the head. Crescent lunge. And then we exhale. Melt the hands back down. Frame the front foot, and we step the right foot to meet the front at the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, squeeze the shoulders, open the chest. And then exhale, melt forward again. Inhale all the way up to standing. Hands reaching up to the sky. And then pull the energy back down into our heart. Take a breath here. And release, and then we do the same thing. Again, leading with the left foot. So hands above the head, big inhale. Melting the body down. Bend the knees, hips backwards. Connecting with the earth. Nice and slowly, halfway lift. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders, open the chest. And then come back. Left foot steps back. Drop the knee. And uncurl the toes. We come into crescent lunge on the other side. Hands above the head. And then release, framing the front foot. Curl the toes and we step back into downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Rolling the body forward now into plank. Drop the knees and roll the body all the way down. Baby Cobra, inhale. And exhale, down. Inhaling, push away. And then on the exhale, hips come towards the heels. Hands reaching forward, extended child's pose. Hands reach above the head. And then hands come into the chest. Taking a breath here. And exhale. Now come into the center of the mat. We'll do a few seated floor poses and extending the left leg long and the right leg is bent in front of us. So having engagement in the left toes pointing up. Nice straight spine, inhale. And then exhale. Opposite hand, so right hand comes up and we exhale, we bring it over to the left ankle. And the left hand can just stretch behind us. Bowing the head, slowing the body down. Inhale again. And using the breath to melt down a bit further. Next inhale, sliding the hands back up. Bringing that foot across the body and we come into a twist. So left hand wraps around the right leg, opposite hand to knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and on the exhale we twist. We're keeping that activation in the left leg, left toes pointing up to the sky. And then release. Over now, wiggle, wiggle. Left leg comes up, extending the spine, inhale. And then exhale. Left hand comes above the head. And as we exhale, we reach over to the right ankle. Right hand comes back behind us. A little micro bend in the knee if we need. Just take a few breaths, surrendering, melting down. Allowing our mind to switch off. Use the breath to cool our mind and body. Inhaling back up. This time bringing the left knee across the body. Right hand comes around our left knee. Inhale. And then on the exhale we twist. And again inhaling, lengthening the spine. Twisting around, looking over the back shoulder. Keep the activation in the right leg, toes pointing up. And then release on the exhale. Both legs out in front of us. And we come into extended forward fold. So lengthening the spine again. And this time starting to bring the fingers forward. We can keep the knees nice and bent if we need. It's more about lengthening the spine and bringing the chest down towards our thighs rather than collapsing into the posture. So keep that length, keep that engagement. And then allow the head to come into the chest and turn inward. And take a few moments of introspection. How can I respond rather than react? How can I create more balance in my life when I'm doing a lot? Allowing myself to do less so that it can rest and restore. One more breath here. Walking the fingers back up. And our last posture of the day, coming into something called the cosmic egg. So bringing the knees into the chest and hugging your body and just making a nice little cave for yourself. Coming onto the sits bones and the big toes just pointing down towards the mat. And just seeing if we can balance here. And maybe we can bring our toes up if we're feeling balanced. And then maybe we can bring our forehead down towards our knees, resting the forehead
and creating a little cave of introspection. And this is a beautiful posture. In yoga, it's called pratyahara, withdrawing all the senses so that we can turn inward and create this silence and the stillness of the mind for meditation. Just take a few moments here. Keep the eyes nice and soft, slowly come up. Keep the stillness within. Starting to extend the legs out. And then if you have a couch or a chair nearby, you can bring your legs over the couch and melt your body down. Or you can have your legs up against a wall. Come down for a moment for our Shavasana. If you don't have any of those options, you can just also keep your legs dangling up in the sky. This is a really nice way to bring the energy back down. And if you can do this for a few minutes before going to bed each night, it can really help you drop into a nice, calm sleep. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just take a few breaths. You can come back to the Taco Coolie breath if you enjoyed that. Keeping the breath nice and slow. And enjoying a bit of slowness and stillness to balance out your day. Namaste.